My engagement with the river started very early. I grew up on the banks of Cauvery and I was around Cauvery, not studying it, just enjoying the river for what it is, like any other worm or insect or bird or fish which lives there. In my experience, I was a tiny little life and the river was such a magnificent and huge life. People like you and me come and go. This life has flown for millions of years, but in the last 25 years I've been watching with much distress how Cauvery is depleting. Today the studies say it is depleted by 44%, but in my eyes, when I look at Cauvery, see they're taking the monsoon flow also and saying 44% less. But if you look at it in the midterm, that is after 4 to 5 months after monsoon, let's say November, if you look at Cauvery, it is only 30% of what it was 50 years ago when I saw Cauvery. So, what was a perennial river forever, now over 5.5 months it is not touching the ocean. It is drying up about 175 kilometers short of the ocean. Because of this, marine ingress is happening in that region. Up to 60 kilometers salt water has entered the land and people have vacated the villages. Places that I know very well, where there used to be sweet water in the wells, today it is all salt water. Looking at the Indian substrata, about 130 kilometers inland, marine ingress can happen. We have a 7,400 kilometer coastline. If 100 kilometers, if it comes on an average, 1/3 of the land will be lost, and the volume of migrations that will happen because of this and the civil unrest that will come out of it is not manageable by anybody. So if we don't put back somehow, see, the question is not about increasing the river flow, the question is about slowing down the river. There's a very beautiful saying in the Tamil language. They say, only if Cauvery comes walking, she's prosperity. If she comes running, she's a disaster. Right now she's running. The largest land user in the country and in the world is the farmer. Why is he not growing trees? Because I know when I was young, I grew up in the farms, always we had trees. Why is he not growing trees? When I looked at this, I found the reason why he is not growing trees is, if he grows trees in his own land and cuts it one day when he needs it, he could be arrested, or some activists will come and protest, they will file complaints, police complaints against him, so he knows tree is trouble. He is not growing any trees. Without trees, what has happened is, there is no leafy material and animals have gone out because of machines. Now there is no tree, leaves from the trees, no animal waste, the soil is deteriorating. United Nations has fixed 2% of organic content as the minimum to call soil as soil. In my experience of being in farms, minimum 5 to 8% should be there to call it really fertile soil. But to become soil, it's 2%. But today, most of the Cauvery belt, the level of organic content in the soil is 0.68%. In about 17% of the soil, it's 0.005%. That means in another 3-4 years, this is going to become a desert. What was fertile soil, we have converted this into sand simply because somebody told us this very genius idea that you can run agriculture just with fertilizer salts. This is just killing the land completely. One of the most fertile lands on the planet, I'm saying this because a handful of soil in southern India has anywhere between 10 to 50,000 species of microbes. A handful of soil has more microbes than all the people on the planet put together. But today, this soil is turning into desert simply because we have been doing wrong types of agriculture. Without enhancing the soil quality, you cannot sequester water. Right now, over 85 trillion liters of water is coming in the form of monsoon. People who are just reporting there's not enough rains, this, that. Let me tell you, in the last 100 years in Cauvery Basin, the volume of monsoon has gone up by 8.5%. There is more rain because of global warming. All peninsula and islands will get more rain, this is natural. So, the rain is increased, but our ability to hold it is gone. We think we can hold it in reservoirs. No. all the rivers on the planet put together, whatever volume of water you have in all the rivers, the soil can hold 800% more water. So the real reservoir on the planet is soil. Without maintaining moisture in the soil, there is no way you can keep the land rich and the bioactivity going. So we have converted nearly 70,000 farmers into agroforestry. What we have seen is the soil condition has improved within 3 to 4 years phenomenally. Water tables have come up. Above all, in 5 to 7 years, the farmer's income is going up 300 to 800%. We are converting about 3 to 5,000 farmers per year. But if we go at this pace, it will take 80 to 100 years. So right now, Cauvery calling as a movement is to crush this 100 years into 12 years. It's a 12-year commitment to see that 240 crore, 42 crore or 2.42 billion trees go into this 83,000 square kilometers of Cauvery basin. If we do this, we will be sequestering anywhere between 9 to 12 trillion liters of water, which is over 60% of the present Cauvery flow. This is what needs to happen. The soil moisture has to come back, soil fertility has to come back, otherwise protecting biodiversity will not happen. The largest footprint is that of agriculture. Without transforming agriculture, you cannot preserve the biodiversity of this planet.
Nadi Rashtrasya Maha